This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you their heat and their fire. All right, this is Mikey Garcia will be demolished by Errol Spence, part what? 49. Here's the thing, man. You see it. You got a bunch of fanboys out here on YouTube that want to sit here now and come up with all of these excuses as the fight gets closer. I told you guys. That's why I keep the foot on the what? On the necks of these Rudy Poo and these plum brain Mikey Garcia fanboys. Now they're coming up with all kinds of excuses. They want to say, well, the fight is going to go to distance. Mikey Garcia wins regardless if this goes 12 rounds. Mikey Garcia wins for daring to be great, which I call it daring to be stupid at the highest levels, because that's what it is at its true and proper level. Listen, man, this fight is not going to go to distance. Errol Spence is not no damn Robert Easter. I'm going to say that again. Errol Spence is not no Robert Easter. Because if Mikey Garcia is using Robert Easter as his poster boy for Errol Spence, he's in for a rude awakening. I'm going to say that again. He's in for a rude awakening. Is Robert Easter taller than Errol Spence? Yes. But you heard what Robert Easter said at the end of that press conference. Look, Mikey Garcia was a lot harder than I anticipated. His punches were a lot stronger. But what weight class were they both at? They were at 135. So we expect Robert Easter to say some nonsense like that. He was in the same weight class as Mikey Garcia. And Mikey Garcia fought a few fights at a higher weight class than him. So, of course, his punches are going to be felt. But you heard what Robert Easter said. Errol Spence is a different animal. I've been in there with him. His strength is like nobody's business. We just heard Omar Figueroa 2 weeks ago come out again and said, man, his strength is otherworldly, man. His power, his tactical aggression, the way he hits you. I'm still feeling these punches from 11 years ago. He keeps restating this over and over again. There's a reason. And this whole nonsense about Mikey Garcia is going to prepare for any and everything that Errol Spence is coming at him with, that's nonsense, man, at the highest levels. How can you prepare for the actual guy? I don't care who you're sparring with. No one is that person. I'm going to say that again. I don't care who you're sparring with. No one is that actual fighter. You won't know what you're facing until you actually step into the ring. Like Errol Spence said in the first press conference. Let's rewind to that. What did he say? These guys think they see something, but when they step into the ring, they'll see something completely different. They'll be, shocked. They'll understand that what they thought they saw is not what they saw. He used basically that Mayweather blueprint saying, you're expecting this, it looks easy from the outside, but then when you step into the square circle, it's a completely different story. And Mikey Garcia, with his false sense of confidence and his false sense of what did he say? He repeated the same nonsense that Errol Spence repeated. Because I told you, this guy has a el delusional and el hipocrito, like the Garcia family, mindset when it comes to boxing. We all know what's going to happen March 16th. And these fanboys out here on YouTube are prepping excuses left and right. I'm not having that. You want to say, oh, if Errol Spence stops Mikey Garcia in 6 rounds, that was expected, so you don't get credit for that. No, I get credit for that because y'all was the same Rudy Poo and plum brains that said Mikey Garcia is more technically sounded, more fundamentally sounded, has more boxing skills. You can't have your cake and want to eat it too, man. These hypocrites, these flip-floppers, they want to tell you one thing and then they want to tell you another thing as the fight gets closer. Because what they're doing is they're trying to save face. But we got to see the blinders that's being put in front of our eyes. That's not happening over here. And I'm that breath of fresh air on YouTube that came on here and shed light on that stuff. Because that's what you got, a bunch of guys that supposedly are boxing connoisseurs, supposedly are boxing pugilists that are going back and forth with their narrative. And they basically are trying to call it in a way to where they could say, well, you see, I did also say that too. So that way they don't lose full credibility. Nah, it doesn't work like that. You on one end can't say Mikey Garcia is going to win. Mikey Garcia is going to drop Errol Spence a few times. Mikey Garcia is going to win 7 to 5 rounds and then turn around and call it a 50-50 fight. That's a conundrum, man. That's what we call catch-22. That makes no sense. And people got to call out the nonsense for what it is. People keep thinking Errol Spence is right there to be hit. Okay. Like he told Timothy Bradley, man, when have you ever seen a graze on my eyes? When have you ever seen me look like I've been beat up in a fight? But he's there to be hit. Okay. Think what you want to think. And we've seen it in the Kell Brook fight. That was the fight where Errol Spence was tested the most. People want to sit here and say that when Errol Spence goes past 6 rounds, he doesn't know what to do. In that fight, what did he do? He kept the gas on the pedal. He stayed consistent to the game plan. And this guy right here is getting knocked. See, this is what I understand with these Rudy Poo and these plum brains, these dodos heads at the highest levels. There's a lot of fighters out here in these streets that go against the game plan. Errol Spence actually followed the game plan all the way to the T. And he's getting lack of credit for that? That's nonsense, man. And you guys got to see the foolery for what it is. Now we're discrediting fighters for actually following the game plan to the T. The game plan was tactical aggression, technical punching placement, and body snatching work. The punishment style, the levying onslaught. He followed that all the way up until he had 11-round TKO stoppage. He put Kell Brook on one fucking knee. This is a big ass welterweight. When I hear this stuff about, oh, Mikey Garcia fights 160 pounders. Oh, he fought Maidana. Errol Spence fights light heavyweights. Errol Spence fight heavyweights, man. Go listen to Barry Hunter, man. Barry Hunter said that Errol Spence put this light heavyweight to almost put his ass to sleep. He put a punishment on this dude. Light heavyweight, last time I checked, that's 175 pounds. We've never heard Mikey Garcia get in a ring with people of that caliber, of that size structure. Go listen to Anthony Yardy, man. This is a bad boy, man, in the light heavies. Go listen to what he has to say about Errol Spence. He warned Kell Brook. This dude was from UK. He was like, man, I'm not going to lie. Kell Brook is special K or whatnot, but I'm not going to lie, man. Errol Spence is the truth. And Errol Spence, I seen him. I saw when he sparred with Floyd Mayweather. He was right there, man. He was like, nah. When it's all said and done and I went and did all the checkoff markers, Errol Spence is going to win. Kell Brook is special, but Errol Spence is going to win. And see, everyone, including this Rudy Poo on YouTube, you guys know who his name is. He remains nameless because until he debates me, you know what I'm saying, and we go back and forth and have an actual debate, I don't want to even mention this cat's name. But you guys know who he is because he don't want that smoke with me. What did Anthony Yardy say, man? You heard what the man said. This dude and all these other dudes were sitting here, same cats. That's why I say they're El delusional and El hypocritical at the highest levels. They were right there talking about Kell Brook was the best welterweight in the division until Errol Spence exposed him. After Kell Brook beat Sean Porter, everybody was on Kell Brook's ass. Oh, he's better than everybody. He's better than Keith Thurman. He's better than everyone. Errol Spence went and beat that dude. That's how Errol Spence became the boogeyman of the welterweight division. He beat the guy that other guys did not want to fight. Go look at the excuses that Keith Thurman made when it came to fighting at Kell Brook at that time when Kell Brook had the IBF belt. See, I know what I'm talking about, man. I have receipts. I'm not these other cats here that's sitting here running their mouths. They want to call me fanboys, but I keep coming back and keep ethering them and murking them and countering them with the truths. The truth of the fact of the matter is Kell Brook was special at that time. Errol Spence chopped his ass down, and now, oh, he's a bust. He's a fraud. He's a bust. You see what I'm saying? Errol Spence, I've come to this conclusion. Like a Floyd Mayweather, he's not going to get the credit that he deserves. And now what they're trying to say is, oh, he was supposed to beat Mikey Garcia. So conventional wisdom, because it says that, oh, he's not going to get credit. No, he's going to get credit. Come post-fight March 16, I am going to do a live stream chat, and I'm calling out all of the Rudy Poo and the Plum Brain Mikey Garcia fanboys. They're not going to see a call out like they've never seen before, up to magnitudes of what I'm about to do, because I'm going to expose them. I'm going to go on a 7-day rant of exposing their asses. I just did a video not too long ago. Matter of fact, it was yesterday, about Sergey Kovalev versus Canelo. And it just shows you how these fanboys are. Everyone knows that Canelo cannot fight up against the likes of a Sergey Kovalev. But yet they sat there and justified that. Mind you, Kovalev is 2 weight classes above Canelo, because Canelo barely sniffed 168 pounds. But leave it to them and these Cinnamon Alvarez fanboys. They'll tell you that Canelo has a chance against Sergey Kovalev. You see what I'm talking about? This is the stuff that I'm talking about. But when I mention Spence versus Canelo, everybody's looking at me like I'm an idiot. See, this is the stuff that I'm talking about. These cats want to have their cake and they want to eat it too. That ain't happening here. Because I'm keeping the foot on the necks. And come March 16, Errol Spence is going to what? man down, strap season, flatline, Hulk, smash Mikey Garcia. And there are no two ways around that bad boy. Via what? 5th round TKO stoppage, and book that motherfucker. This is He Knows His Sport. Checking out.